In this part, you may learn to fashion the tools by which you may build for yourself any condition that you desire. If you wish to change conditions, you must change yourself. Suppose we have a desire to change conditions. How are we to bring this about? The reply is simple: by the law of growth. Hold in mind the condition desire, affirm it as an already existing fact. This indicates the value of a powerful affirmation. By constant repetition, it becomes a part of ourselves. We are actually changing ourselves. We are making ourselves what we want to be. Character is not a thing of chance, but it is the result of continued effort. If you are timid, vacillating, self-conscious, or if you are over-anxious or harassed by your thoughts of fear, impending danger, anxiety, worry, remember that two things cannot exist in the same place at the same time. Exactly the same thing is true in the mental and spiritual world. Your remedy is plainly to substitute thoughts of courage, power, self-reliance, and confidence for those of fear, lack, and limitation. Welcome, guys, to part 9. Charles Honnell, the Master Key System. We're rolling along here. This is a very powerful manual, very powerful teaching. We're going to jump right into it today. The law of growth. The law of growth. Now, 3 things which all mankind desires and which are necessary for the highest expression and complete development are health, wealth, and love. Now, we found that universal substance is in all health, all substance, and all love, and that the mechanism of attachment whereby we can consciously connect with this infinite supply is in our method of thinking. To think correctly is therefore to enter into the secret place of the Most High. To think correctly, accurately, we must know the truth. To know the truth is to be in harmony with the infinite and the omnipotent power. To know the truth is to therefore to connect yourself with the power which is irresistible and which will sweep away every kind of discord, inharmony, doubt, or error of any kind, because the truth is mighty and will prevail. This day and age of Twitter and so much social media, it is very hard if you are depending on your 5 senses to determine what truth is. We can make no mistake about this if we realize that truth is a vital principle of the universal mind and is omnipresent. For example, if you require health, a realization of the fact that the I in you is spiritual and that all spirit is one, that wherever a part is, the whole must be also. We will bring about a condition of health because every cell in the body must manifest the truth as you see it, as you see it. If you see sickness, then of course you're going to manifest sickness. If you see perfection, then your cells must manifest perfection. The affirmation is, I am whole, I am perfect, I am strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Will bring about harmonious conditions. Why? The reason is that this is the truth. This is in accordance with truth. And where truth appears, every form of error and discord must necessarily disappear. Now, this is a mantra that Honnell has placed in this particular reading, and it's very powerful. I will tell you, it's one of the things that I memorized first off when I read this book for the first time, and I repeat it to myself on an ongoing basis. I have it down packed. I've actually added a word in, although I don't think you necessarily needed to, but I did. I'll tell you what I say to myself on a regular basis. Again, Honnell's mantra is, I am whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. I repeat to myself every day, I am whole, I am perfect, I am strong, I am powerful, I am wealthy, I am happy. I say this to myself every day, several times a day, and we're going to get into why. We're going to get into why. Now, if you require wealth, a realization of the fact that the I in you is one with the universal mind, which is all substance. Now, if you're confused about what the I means, why Honnell keeps saying the I in you, then go back to some of the earlier chapter readings that we reviewed in some of those lectures and listen to the I. The I is the ever-pervasive, omnipresent, omnipotent source of all things, and that I exists within you. So you're saying it from a place of power. You're understanding that you are not your body. You are not your mind. You are ever pervasive. You are immortal. You are more than what you appear to be. And from the standpoint of I, you say it from a universal mind standpoint. Now, if you require wealth, the realization of the fact that the I in you is one with the universal mind, which is all substance and is omnipotent, will assist you in the bringing into operation the law of attraction, which will bring you into vibration with forces which make for success and bring about conditions of power and affluence in direct proportion with the character and the purpose of your affirmation. So in other words, when saying this affirmation, and if you understand it in terms of you're requesting wealth, if you say, okay, I am wealthy, then you're saying I, as part of the universal mind, I realize I'm omnipresent. I realize that all things come from me. And if that is the case, the universe organizes itself in order to bring those things to you that you desire, those things and those conditions, those people, ideas, thoughts, plans to manifest that abundance. Now, visualization is the mechanism of the attachment which you require. Visualization. Visualization is a very different process from seeing. Seeing is physical and is therefore related to the objective world, the world without. He's talking about with your eyes. Many people, see plenty with their eyes. But visualization is a product of the imagination. Okay, so you have imagination, visualization, idealization. Again, if these concepts are new to you, go back to some of the earlier lectures and listen to that. We went into great detail about imagination, visualization, and idealization. Now, therefore, a product of the subjective mind. So visualization, imagination come from within, the world within is part of the subjective mind. It therefore possesses vitality. It will grow. Again, the law of growth. The thing visualized will manifest itself in form. We talked plenty of times how the engineer starts with his blueprint. He first is, imagining this, visualizing it, and then eventually produces it into form. The mechanism is perfect. It was created by the master architect who doeth all things well. But unfortunately, sometimes the operator is inexperienced. Sometimes we don't know how to do this. Many of us don't know, how to take an idea from the spiritual into the physical. Because a lot of times, once we sow the seed, once we get into this imagination and into visualization, we begin to doubt and worry if it's actually going to happen. So we dig the seed back up just to make sure it's there. And then, of course, we interrupt the growth of the process. So here, Hanel is going to explain how this is done. How do you replace the negative thoughts, the fear, the anxiety? How do you get rid of those things so that you can maintain a consistent, habitual, positive thought flow? Okay? Now, if you require love, try to realize that the only way to get love is by giving it. You become it. The more you give it, the more you will get it. And the only way in which you can give it is to fill yourself with it until you become a magnet. Here's the problem a lot of time in relationships is that a lot of people don't want to give until they get. So there's a fundamental misunderstanding of giving and receiving in our society. I really believe that's the case. In terms of finances, in terms of love, in terms of attention, whatever it is that you desire, you must first be willing to give it. You must first be willing to give it. So 2 things I'm going to share with you. I heard these things and I wrote them down. Of course, I listened to several different spiritual teachers. And one is out of Los Angeles. His name is Dr. Michael Beckwith. If you not heard of him, he's been on Oprah a couple. He's pretty well known. You could just Google him or go to YouTube. He's plenty of content out there. And 2 things he said in particular that stick with me that initially I didn't understand and I didn't know how to apply. But when I begin to apply them, I begin to understand them. And when I tell you, you'll understand why I said it that way. So the first is you only get to keep what you're willing to give away. You only get to keep what you're willing to give away. The second is You can only truly learn what you're willing to teach. You can only truly learn what you're willing to teach. Now, those two things baffled me when I initially heard them. Not long been on this path and my paradigm was shifting, but I didn't understand what those things meant. And I didn't until I began to apply them. So I bring that up to say what Hanel is saying here. If you don't agree with it, it's because you've not been taught this. You don't understand. Why do I have to give in order to get? Well, that is the way the universe works. You cannot expect to get corn if you've not planted any seed. In a relationship, many times we don't understand that in order to create the environment that we desire, we must actually do it. I've been married for more than 20 years, and I can tell you from experience that when I produce an environment of intimacy and love and these sorts of things, then there's a certain result. Now, if I produce an environment of discord and inharmony and these sorts of things, then I can expect a different result. But the bottom line is I have to play a part. I have to produce it. So Hanel is saying here, if you're going to acquire wealth, if you're going to acquire love, if you're going to acquire health, you must first become that. Become that and start to give that in your mind. So from a standpoint of love, you must become it and you'll attract it like a magnet. So let's move on. Whatever you desire for yourself, affirm it for others also, and it'll help you both. This is a good thing to know. You hear a lot of times people want to pray for other people, which is fine. But I think in addition to that, and to be more effective, affirm for yourself and for others what you would like for them to be, see, or do. For example, if a friend of yours is in a health condition and you want him to be healthy, see him healthy. Affirm, I am whole, I am strong, I am powerful, I am loving, I am harmonious, I am wealthy, I am happy. Affirm that for yourself, but also affirm it for your friend. Again, the thought, the vision, the visualization, seeing your friend healthy, seeing yourself healthy is the start to this healthy journey. You must first visualize it before it can become an actual thing. It used to be said that man is completely built over every 7 years, but some scientists now come to declare that our cells, our bodies, are entirely built over every 11 months. Now he's talking about your cells, the degeneration or the dying of your old cells and the regeneration of new cells, these sorts of things. So he's saying we're really only 11 months old at any given time. And if we build the defects back into our bodies year after year through our thought, if we build the defects back into our bodies year after year, then we only have ourselves to blame. So now you know that you literally are feeding your cells. Your cells listen to your habitual thought patterns and they are following your instruction. If new cells are coming on board, which is Hanel is saying every 11 months, then impregnate those, give the instruction to those new cells of empowerment, of abundance, of love, of happiness, and the desired result will manifest. But if you continue this pattern, this mind pattern of negativity, anxiety, and fear, then the old patterns will continue to manifest. Now, man is the sum total of his own thoughts. So the question is this: how are we going to entertain only the good thoughts and reject the evil ones? At first, we can't keep the evil thoughts from coming, but we can keep from entertaining them. So you can't keep the thoughts from coming in, but they come in and maybe you can let them go. Now, the only way to do this, to get rid of them, he's saying, is to forget them, which means you must have something for them, something in place of them. This is where the ready-made affirmation comes into play. This is why I've memorized it so well, because when negative thoughts would come in during the process of the day, I would maybe think of something that was not positive, an outcome that was not positive, and I would immediately go into my affirmation. I am whole, I am perfect, I am strong, I am powerful, I am loving, I am harmonious, I am wealthy, I am happy. And what happens is when I begin to repeat that mantra, what I was previously thinking about goes away. because you cannot have two things in the same place at the same time. That includes mental and spiritual. You can't have two thoughts at the same time. So here's your value here for this lecture today. Here's something you can apply immediately. This is something you can insert immediately into your life. Memorize the mantra first. But as soon as you see yourself going down a negative mental path, particularly a repetitive path, begin to insert the mantra. Begin to tell yourself, I am whole, I am perfect, I am strong, I am powerful, I am loving, I am harmonious, I am wealthy, I am happy. Now, we haven't even talked about the power of I am. The power of I am is on a whole nother level. But say it from the standpoint of understanding that you are not your body. You have a body. You are not your mind. You have a mind. You are the observer. You are part of the universal. So when you say that you are something, you embody that. So the universe is going to correspond with these commands. And again, corresponding components and resources are put into play to support you on these commands. Your cells, your brain cells, your bodily cells, all these cells are hearing you repeat this mantra, and they're agreeing with you. Again, I shouldn't say agree because the subconscious doesn't have the capacity to do that, but you are programming your subconscious to this mantra. I am whole. I'm not unhealthy. I am whole. I am perfect. I am strong. I am powerful. I am loving. I am harmonious. I am wealthy. I am happy. And just repeat it. It works in your car. It works while you're laying in your bed trying to doze off or trying to wake up. It works while you're sitting at your desk at work. Whether you're on the airplane, it doesn't matter. Hold on to this mantra. And when you see that your thoughts are going in a direction that you do not want them to go, particularly negative, fear, anxiety, worry, repeat this mantra. It will work for you. Now, when a thought of anger, jealousy, fear, or worry creeps in, again, just start the affirmation going. The way to fight darkness is with light. The way to fight cold is with heat. The way to overcome evils is with good. Now, Hanel is saying here, for myself, I never could find any help in denials. Affirm the good and the bad will vanish. All right, now this week, your exercise is to visualize a plant. This is directly from the manual. I'm going to give you these instructions. Visualize a plant, take a flower, the one you most admire, bring it from unseen into the seen. Plant the tiny seed, water it, care for it, place it where it will get the best sun rays in the morning sun. See the seed burst. It is now a living thing, something which is alive and beginning to search for the means of subsistence. See the roots penetrating the earth. Watch them shoot out in all directions. Remember that they are living cells dividing and subdividing, and that they will soon number millions. That each cell is intelligent, just like within your body. That it knows what it wants, just like within your body, and knows how to get it, just like within your body. See the stem shoot forward and upward. Watch it burst through the surface of the earth. See it divide and form branches. See how perfect and symmetrical each branch is formed. See the leaves begin to form, and then the tiny stems, and each one holding aloft a bud. And as you watch, you'll see the bud begin to unfold, and your favorite flower comes to view. Now, again, Hanel is giving us an exercise to empower our imagination, our visualization. Visualization, again, is a product of the imagination. Just think of it on a deeper level. Imagination is on a macro level. We're going down micro. We're going into visualization. This is more of a control, substance view of what it is that we're trying to bring into effect. And this week, the exercise is to visualize your favorite plant. Now, when you are able to make your vision clear and complete, you'll be enabled to enter into the spirit of a thing. This is the power of an exercise like this. When you can get to that sort of detail, you can use that same sort of work, mental work, to do detailed work on your desired result. Now, it'll become very real to you. You'll be learning to concentrate, and the process is the same. Whether you're concentrating on health, a favorite flower, an ideal, a complicated business proposal, or any other problem that you may have in your life. You can use the same technique to go in, do the mental work first. This is where the problems are solved. Again, remember, we're not depending on any external resource in order to solve whatever our problems are. We're working it from creation. We're working it from inside out. We're going inward. Okay? So again, this lecture has been the law of growth. Just in summary, a few things I want to make sure we're taking away. What is the nature of truth? The nature of truth is that it is spiritual. And what is the secret of the solution to every problem? What is the secret of the solution to every problem? To apply spiritual truth. So many of our problems, the anxiety, the worry, the discontentment, comes from thoughts, comes from really projected thoughts, because many times a lot of what we worry about has not even occurred. It's things that we fear may occur. So Hanel has given us a process by using a mantra. I am whole. I am perfect. I am strong. I am powerful. I am loving. I am harmonious. I am wealthy. I am happy. He's given us this tool. And personally, I can attest that this does work. So today, take this mantra, memorize it, and when your thoughts are going in a direction that you do not want them to go, begin your mantra and see the quality of your thoughts improve, and ultimately see your desired results improve as well. Thank you for joining. I hope you've enjoyed this. Please subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already. If you've not listened to the previous segments or lectures on Charles Hanel, the Master Key System, please do so. And we'll catch you next time. Thanks.